Alex Pereira has officially beat the ducking allegations. It was announced during the UFC 311 broadcast last night that he will be facing Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 313 in Las Vegas in March with a 5-round co-main event of Gaethje versus Hooker. So we're going to talk about these matchups. I'm going to give you my immediate reaction to them, and we're going to talk about UFC 313. So stick around to hear my thoughts. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. Before we get into the video, guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment down below, all that good YouTube stuff. It really helps me out a lot. If you want access to bonus content and you want to support the channel even further, you can become a channel member through the link in the description of this video or the join button on our channel homepage. Thank you very much. Back to the video. Powhatan, my GOAT, has beat the ducking allegations. Cuckboy Ankalaev will finally have to meet his fate against Powhatan. Now, I've talked about the possibility of this fight not happening right away because this is actually during Ramadan. It's only a week into Ramadan, but it's still during Ramadan. So I'm slightly surprised that Ankalaev is going to be fighting on this card. There was rumors that Carlos Ulberg was going to be pulled from his Blachowicz matchup at UFC London to headline this card with Alex Pereira, kind of another Khalil Roundtree type of title defense. Here it is. Pereira beat the ducking allegations fairly quickly and without really running from them like John Jones. So Pereira above John Jones on the pound-for-pound list based on this alone. Now, Magomed Ankalaev, coming off of that win over Rakic, before that win over Johnny Walker. Personally, I wouldn't have minded if they didn't give Ankalaev this title shot. I just hate the way that he bitches and moans after beating fairly mid-competition. Not Rakic, but Johnny Walker for sure. And he was talking about leaving the organization after the draw that he had for the title against Blachowicz, pussy. And then he also wanted a title shot after KOing Johnny Walker, and he should have gotten DQ'd in the first Johnny Walker fight, not a no contest. He should have lost to Johnny Walker via DQ, a la Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling. But now we have the fight. In terms of the matchup, my early prediction is Alex Pereira. I just don't see a way that Ankalaev is going to... Okay, well, first off, everyone talks about Ankalaev. Oh, this heavy grappler. People go, oh, Ankalaev's going to be the guy that's going to be able to hold Pereira down. Every time we've watched Ankalaev's last few fights, he likes to strike. He likes to throw ones, twos, lead hooks, and front kicks to the body. That's most of what he likes to do. He KO'd Johnny Walker. He had mostly kickboxing type of fight with Rakic. Aside from that, he holds guys up against the cage. But let's not act like Ankalaev is Islam Makhachev or Khabib, shooting deep in on double legs and pursuing takedown after takedown, trying to get a finish on the ground. Blachowicz gassed out, and Ankalaev was able to dominate in some of those positions. Ankalaev is not the same grappler that a lot of people have in their mind that he is. I think Pereira is going to defend the takedown, get back into space, left hook, KO. Stereotypical Alex Pereira fight. I think that in the same way that I said about Jamal Hill with his resume being overrated, I'm thinking the same thing about Ankalaev. He's won a lot of fights in a row. He doesn't have a whole lot of quality wins, in my opinion. So Pereira, lots of high-level experience against the absolute best guys in the world. Also, I think Pereira's like freaking Mega Man. Like, he's literally invincible at light heavyweight. He doesn't have that deteriorated chin at 185 like he had. He isn't costing himself so much in the cardio department to cut that weight. I think Pereira's going to KO him early, first 2 rounds. The co-main event, Gaethje versus Hooker. This one, 5 rounds too. Obviously, guys, this is going to be a fucking crazy fight. Gaethje's a lot more calculated than he once was, and Hooker just loves to scrap. So Dan Hooker, Justin Gaethje, 5-round co-main. I could actually see, if they do, keep in mind, this is if Islam stays at 55. I could see the winner of this fight fighting Islam, or the winner of this fight fighting the winner of a potential Islam versus Charles Oliveira rematch. I think that could happen. If Islam moves up to 170, I could see the winner of this fight fighting Oliveira for an interim or a vacant belt. But I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Dan Hooker gets a win. I like Dan Hooker's momentum. He has been on a roll. He's a completely different guy from where he was, like barely scraping past Nasrat Haqparast, getting totally washed by Michael Chandler. He's a different Dan Hooker. He came back with the tattoos, different type of fighter. I love the role that he's on. He beat Gamrot as well. That's a huge win. I think I'm actually going to take Hooker by decision in this fight. Weirdly enough. Obviously, I won't be surprised if Justin Gaethje gets it done. I think he's overall probably the better fighter and the better striker, but Dan Hooker's big for the weight class for one, and Dan Hooker's on a roll. I could see this being a fight where Gaethje actually has to implement some wrestling, but at the same time, he was losing on the feet for an entire 5 rounds against Max Holloway at UFC 300 and did not pursue any sort of takedowns. So I'm thinking Hooker by decision because Gaethje's going to be too stubborn to wrestle. So, and then Hooker might be set up for like an Islam rematch after getting washed by Islam like 3-4 years ago. So there's my thoughts on that one. Amazing card. I mean, I don't know what else they're going to put on this, but it's in Vegas. You already have these two. It's going to be a sick card. Maybe I'll do a card builder video for it or something like that. So let me know what you guys think about these matchups right here. Pereira beat the ducking allegations. Gaethje making his comeback from his KO loss at UFC 300, the KO of the year. And Dan Hooker looking to move into the top 5. So let me know what you guys think about these fights and what your early predictions are as well. I'm Wyatt. This is Fight Society. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. It really helps me out a lot. If you want access to bonus content, become a channel member today by clicking the join button on our channel homepage or the link down below this video. If you're interested in some non-MMA content from me, go check out my podcast, What's Up Bro, with Wyatt and Bo in the link down below. Go watch this suggested video and I'll see you next time.